What? What's happening? Stone Cologne 316 here. What? What's happening, guys? Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing well. Um, it's Thanksgiving week. Totally crept up on me. Um, I know a lot of reviewers are doing their Thanksgiving fragrance list. And I totally forgot that this week is Thanksgiving. So um, I'm very grateful for you guys. I'm very grateful to be alive. I'm very thankful for what I have in my life. So um, I try to be as humble as I can. You know what I mean? So, but Thanksgiving is always a great holiday. It's always a good excuse to get with family and spend some time, have some laughs, have some food, have some drinks. What? Little whiskey? What? Little beer? What? I got 10. I'm going to do a top 10 list. I had about 15 to 20 that I was going to talk about, but I'm going to narrow it down to 10. I have ones that I haven't really talked about before. I have ones that I have talked about in different lists, but I try to make it as fresh as possible for you guys. Um, but some of these are definitely some heavy hitters to wear at Thanksgiving with the family. And I guarantee that you will garner a compliment with at least probably all of them, honestly. Not a single one of these is bad in my opinion. So, but let's get into it. This is my top 10 Thanksgiving fragrances. So let's get it going. First up, I'm wearing this today. It's in the 20s today, and it's a little cold. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to wear today. I wore that Afnan Collectors Supremacy Collectors Edition. I wore that 3 days in a row. Sick of wearing that. Want something completely different. So today I went with Bentley for Men Absolute. This is some really good stuff. I wanted to put this in the list because this is very different than the rest of the bunch that I have. And it's first up because I'm wearing it today. So, dry spice, dry woods. This is kind of a polarizing fragrance. A lot of frankincense, pink pepper. There's a little oud at the bottom. You're gonna get off the blast like this pencil shavings type of vibe. Um, it could be a little off-putting for some, but very masculine stuff. This is basically their takeoff of Gucci Pour Homme, Signature Pour Homme. I think it was. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Gucci Pour Homme, the original, 2003. Apparently, this smells almost identical to that. So if you're looking for a bottle of that, you don't have to. You can find one of these, $30. This is at the rack stores. I got this as a tester. I don't know if you can see. That's a tester I got a couple months ago. So, but you can find these $30 at the rack stores. Great price for this. The longevity is not that great. So don't go into it thinking this is going to be a beast because it's not, but it does on me stay closer to the skin. You can spray a little heavy on this. Not too heavy because you will choke your family out if you wear this at the dinner table. But it's got a ginger note to add some spicy sweetness. Sandalwood, cedar. It's very, very woody. Amber at the bottom. A little bit of moss too at the bottom too. But yeah, some good stuff. Very, very masculine, upscale type of stuff. That's definitely good for a dinner with the family. And I'm sure you'll get some attention. Someone, at least one person at the table is going to go, "What are you wearing?" What? You'd like to know, wouldn't you? What? Bentley for Men, Absolute. Check that one out. Next, I have a clone. I don't have the real bottle or the real fragrance. It's basically a direct clone, carbon copy, same exact note breakdown, same exact almost quality. It's from Pendora Scents. It's Milano Prive. This is supposed to be a direct clone of 1 million Prive, the sought after discontinued banger of a fragrance. That used to pop up at the rack stores a couple of years back, and I never jumped on it. But I'm not really too into the 1 million DNA. Like, I like it. It's just some of it's just a little too sweet for me. So, but I love this one. What you're gonna get out of this is cinnamon, tobacco. Um, there's a freshness that comes in from these this blood mandarin. It's like a blood orange mandarin note. And then in the mid, you're going to get tobacco, myrrh, and then the base is going to get tonka bean and patchouli. So the highlight of this is the tobacco and cinnamon. The cinnamon adds a warm spice to it. The tobacco gives it a nice spice too. The tonka bean adds that sweetness. It gets a little powdery in the dry down because of that tonka bean, but it's a sweet tonka bean. But this isn't as bubblegum heavy as the originals. You know, the other flankers are a little bit more sweet bubblegum heavy kind of vibe. This is more tobacco spice. Not boozy, but I don't know. It's a little bit more mature than the rest, I'd say. So you can find this for like 20 to 30 bucks. Decent longevity. I get about 6 to 8 hours. It's not a beast, but performances, there's no, it's not a slouch. So just be aware that, you know, this could be headache inducing if you spray way too much. If you're doing like 15, 20 sprays, someone's going to kick you out of the table. And then they're going to give you a damn stunner. What? Anywho, Milano Prive, Pendora Sense. Check this out. I remember getting this before it really kind of got hyped. It's a little hyped up, but this is probably going to be your best bet instead of spending hundreds of dollars on 1 million Prive. So it smells exactly the same. I had a sample of 1 million Prive, and this smells identical. So 1 million, I'm sorry, what? Milano Prive from Pendora Sense. Check that out. All right, next, I featured this a couple times. It's a tobacco fragrance. Oh, my label's starting to peel a little bit. From Zaharov, Signature Tabac. Great stuff. One of my wife's favorites. It's got a little bit of honey in there. It's got tobacco, obviously. It's a little boozy. It's got cognac and rum at the top. Got a little bit of oud, but you can barely detect the oud. A little plum note in there gives it a little juicy freshness. Bourbon vanilla gives it a little sweetness. Yeah, some good stuff. French lavender, star anise. I'm reading the notes. There's a lot going on in here. There's a lot of different notes from different countries, which is, I think that's so cool that George literally travels around the world to make his fragrances. Absolutely phenomenal. But yeah, the honey, tobacco, the booze is going to be basically the forefront of this. And then you get your tonka bean, your bourbon vanilla, your frankincense, a little amber. It's some really good stuff. This is not super sweet. It's very aromatic. It's a very, very aromatic tobacco fragrance. You could tell I put a pretty good dent in there. Yeah, and you could tell the label's like a cigar wrap, which is pretty cool. Yeah, you're getting 8+ hours on this. The dry down is very, very good. Again, it's kind of a sweet tobacco, but it's not anything youthful. This is more serious. So this isn't, you know, teeny bopper stuff wearing this at the dinner table. This is, you know, an uncle or, you know, your grandfather wearing this, or, you know, your dad wearing this. This is some mature stuff. Zaharov Signature Tabac. Excellent choice for Thanksgiving. Next, this one I haven't really talked about yet. It's got a ton of flankers. I featured the leather flanker in a previous video, We're going with Emporio Armani. We're going with Stronger With You, the original. I could have put the leather one in, but I just talked about that. This one always gets forgotten about because you have Absolutely, you have Intensely, you have Tobacco, you have Amber, you have Oud, you have Leather, you have like almost 10 flankers in the line of this. But this is a great date night fragrance as well, but I figured you could definitely pull this off at Thanksgiving. You're going to get a compliment at Thanksgiving as well at the table. Chestnut. The whole line revolves around this chestnut note. Now, all the flankers do a little variation. They use toffee or they use something that is very similar, but the chestnut note on this is beautiful. There's a sugar note in this too, but it's not obnoxiously sweet. This is very sweet, spicy. Get sage and lavender in the mid, vanilla and smoke at the bottom. It's not super smoky, but it adds a little bit of character, and it's more intriguing. Obviously, it stuff like this wants to pull you in, So, but it's very appropriate for fall, I'd say. I haven't worn this since last year, and I think I'm going to pull it out definitely. I'm not going to wear this on Thanksgiving, but this is a great option. 8+ hours on this. This is some pretty good stuff. You don't need a lot of sprays. Just a very pleasant scent. And with the food in the background, this would, I don't want to say clash, but it would blend well with all the different aromas that you have, that you're going to smell at Thanksgiving. But yeah, Emporio Armani, Stronger With You, the original. Don't forget about this one. This is the one that started all the flankers. And honestly, this is probably the best one, in my opinion. Check that one out. Next, this one kind of falls in line with Stronger With You. It does the same type of thing, kind of similar, but it stays closer to the skin a little bit. It's a little bit more reserved, but it's from Azzaro. It's the Most Wanted Parfum. So what's different about this one, this kind of adds a freshness to it compared to the black bottle, the Eau de Parfum Intense, I believe it was. That pretty much it's the Most Wanted. It was like the direct flanker to Wanted by Night, which I have Wanted by Night, and I had Most Wanted. But I felt like this, for me, this would be the happy medium. Since it's not as loud, it's not as cloyingly sweet. It doesn't have that toffee in it, but it's got a red ginger up top. It's got woody notes in the mid, and then it's got a bourbon vanilla at the bottom. The bourbon vanilla kind of adds this like slight booziness, because if you've ever had bourbon, I'm a bourbon guy, and that gets a little boozy, spicy a little bit. But yeah, this is some really good stuff. It's a little bit, for being a parfum flanker, this actually comes across a little bit more fresh, which is weird. But again, it has some staying power, 8 hours at least. It's not a big projector, but I think at the dinner table, this would be one of the best ones to wear. With all the food cooking in the background, and you got all your aromas, and everybody's at the table, and you're not going to offend anybody. Don't spray too heavy on this. This can choke people out. It could give someone a headache. I remember the first time I wore this, I wore 6 sprays. Gave myself a headache on this. Because it's all synthetic, right? All these have synthetic in it, but Azzaro is like the mid-level designer that gives off. It's more synthetic than the others, but yeah, some good stuff. Really good stuff. I got this for my wife got this for me for Christmas 2 years ago. So the year it came out, this came out about 2 years ago, but the bottle's really cool too. The whole line is really cool with their bottles, but yeah, check this one out. Mazaro, the Most Wanted Parfum. We got one more sweet one. I know with the holidays coming up, spicy, warm, sweet. I think Thanksgiving, you're cooking all this food, and there's a lot of it that's with spices, and it's kind of smells. You got the gravy, you got the turkey, you got, man, I'm just, damn it, Stone Cologne is about to smash his face in some food right now. What? Anywho, this one would be good after dinner. Having some pumpkin pie, having some apple pie. My wife makes this pumpkin roll. It's phenomenal with this cream cheese frosting. Oh, to die for. But we all want to, something sweet after dinner. And this is a good one. Lattafa's Kamra Kawa. Big inspiration on Killian's Angel Share. This is a flanker to the original Khamrah, which is more so of a direct clone to Angel Share. Very boozy, spicy, sweet. The difference with this one is there's an added coffee note, which makes this a little bit more masculine. So I had the original. I think I talked about this briefly before. I had the original. By the way, these are at the rack stores. You can find these at Burlington. So snatch them up. $35, well worth it. I had the original, tested it out. It was way too sweet for me. Way too sweet, a little too unisex for me. I like more masculine leaning stuff. And then the week later, I went back to the rack stores and found the Qahwa flanker. So I returned with Burlington. If you're part of the loyalty program, I was able to return the original and swap it out for this. And I'm so glad I have this. I wore this once so far. It's very sweet. It's still got the booziness, but it's very heavy on the cinnamon. It's got a coffee note. It's got praline in it, candied fruits, ginger, white blossoms, tonka bean, vanilla, benzoin, which gives it that booziness, because there's no like cognac or anything like the original. I believe the original has cognac in it. It's more boozy. But the coffee really kind of tames the sweetness and makes it a little bit more creamy and a little more masculine. This is more masculine leaning. Females, ladies, you can pull this off as well. I mean, it's not too masculine, but it's more masculine compared to the original Khamrah. Yeah, this is some good stuff. This will turn heads at the dinner table for sure. This is a good one. I was almost going to wear this, but this is more for me. Like I know what I'm going to wear in Thanksgiving, but the Thanksgiving season in the late fall where it's going into winter, this is going to be a beautiful pick. Lattafa's Kamra Kawa. Next, one of my favorites. I featured this in my fall list. I featured this my dry down list, I believe. It's from Brioni EDP Parfum Intense. Mandarin orange, bergamot, pink pepper up top. Green apple, saffron, and patchouli in the mid. And then vanilla, oud, and ambroxan. This is some beautiful stuff. I'm going to spray it in the air. Fruity tart up top. This is a little weird at first. It's very tart fruity, but about 5 to 10 minutes into it, it really starts to settle down. The fruits get a little bit more tame. The oud you can really smell. It's not an oud dominant fragrance, but it adds that little bit of funk, which adds this uniqueness. And then with the deep dry down, you'll get the vanilla, oud, and the ambroxan. This is some beautiful stuff. It's gorgeous. This is a stunner. What? It'll stun your nose and it'll pin you on the ground. 1, 2, 3. What? Really good stuff. If you want to stand out and smell different and smell a little bit more upscale, this is a really good one to wear at Thanksgiving. This is holiday magic, I think. because it's so different. It's not too sweet. It's not too fruity. It's not too woody. It's a perfect blend of just woody, fruity, spicy, sweet, and fresh. There's a freshness, there's a sweetness, there's a spiciness, there's a woodiness. I mean, this is some really good stuff. 8+ hours. You want to dress up for Thanksgiving? This is the one to wear. Out of all of these, this is probably the one to wear. Dressing up. Even though you can wear anything and, not have it too dressed up, but this one was built for elegance. So, Brioni Intense Eau de Parfum. You can get a good deal on this 60, 70, $50 to $70 range. It's a very affordable, high quality. Brioni has some high quality stuff. Check out that whole line. Brioni Eau de Parfum Intense. It's another clone. One I haven't talked about yet. But we all know Mugler's Pure Malt, the long discontinued, boozy, malty, kind of fruity fragrance. I have a great alternative, and I got actually two. They're both clones, but this one's a little bit more popular, a little bit more affordable. It's from Fragrance World. It's Star Nebula Men. So it kind of plays off the Amen Mugler type of vibe. Spray this one. So it's fruity up top, fruity citrusy up top. You're going to get fruity notes, orange and bergamot. The heart of this is where you get the malt, the whiskey, patchouli, coffee, and cedar. That whole blend of notes is really what makes this fragrance. And I could talk about pure malt as well, just in general. This one's a little bit more citrusy than the actual pure malt. I actually had a sample of that, and I was really, really impressed with it. But I'm not going to go pay high and low for a discontinued fragrance. And then you got vanilla, amber, musk in the dry down. Very boozy, very malty. I mean, it's pure malt, so malt liquor. It's going to be boozy. And then, it gets a little warm in the dry down and musky. This is some really, really, really good stuff. Really good stuff. And for being a $20 fragrance, you can find this at Amazon for sub $20. I mean, it's cheap. It's a cheap clone. Fragrance World is known for their cheap copycats. But this one's great. Star Nebula Men. And then just really quick, this one it's the same exact note breakdown. This one's a little bit more cranked up. It's from Dua. It's Killer Instinct. Now, I know we have some Dua fans on this channel, and if you don't know about Dua, check them out. They got so many damn hybrids, twists, originals, clones. I mean, they have it all. This one though, it's a killer for sure. Longevity is stupid on this. This one comes across a little bit more soapy. A little bit more, the malt is a little heavier. The fruit's a little kicked up a bit, but it still has a very malty, very boozy. And the oil concentration is very, very thick. So you can tell this has some staying power. So just wanted to briefly talk about these two because they're exactly the same. You could tell by the juice color. It's the same, This one's going to be a little bit darker because this is macerated. This is almost 2 years old. So check these out if you want a pure malt, a Mugler pure malt clone. These are going to be your two options for that. All right, next, I got two more. This one I haven't talked about at all. And I'm excited to wear this season because this is fire spicy. This is a little sweet. It's warm. It's a little boozy. It's an indie niche brand from Happyland Studios. Diabolique. I have this on my arm because I haven't worn this in a while. This is super spicy. I'm talking like fire hot spicy. There's a big cinnamon note that's very prominent in this. I got the note breakdown right here, but there's jasmine, violet, sandalwood, dark fruits. There's rum. There's so good. There's rum in here, heavy on the rum, a little boozy. Patchouli, almond, caramel, cinnamon, cardamom, gaiac wood. This is some really good stuff, guys. And you guys need to check out this house. Rest in peace, EJ Wells. He, was the creator of Happyland Studios, and thankfully the brand is still continuing on and pumping out fragrances. But this was all from him, created from him. EJ passed away last year. I never knew him, but like I have a sample pack of their fragrances, and I have this one. This is the full bottle one that I have. Very, very good stuff. Very spicy, very warm, a little boozy. One of the best cinnamon fragrances you'll ever smell. One of the best cinnamon fragrances you will ever smell. If you're big on cinnamon, blind buy this. Really good stuff. 50% oil concentration. I think. I may be wrong on that, but it's thick. It's some thick juice. Very, very good stuff. You can wear this Thanksgiving or Christmas. It's a good holiday fragrance. So, yeah. And I'm looking at the website. It says Happy Halloween, Thanksgiving, and beyond. So, obviously, this is going to make this Thanksgiving list. So, Ln Studios, Diabolique. Get your nose on that. They have samples. Get your nose on this. This is fucking awesome. What? All right, and last but not least, I mentioned this. I did a full review on it not too long ago, I believe last week. And I said in my video I was going to wear this on Thanksgiving. It's a new release this year. It's from Hugo Boss, Boss Bottled Absolu. Yes, I'm wearing this on Thursday. Spicy, sweet, woody, leathery, very resinous. Think of red tobacco without the pungent oud, and it doesn't have that punch in the nose. It's not pungent at all, but it's more leather heavy. It's got frankincense, patchouli, myrrh absolute, cedarwood. This is some really good stuff. This is Boss Bottled's basically niche take. This is supposed to smell like Parfums de Marly Carlisle. I get more red tobacco than anything. There's no tobacco in here, but it's giving me that vibe, basically. I'll spray it in the air. Yeah, I mean, in the opening, very resinous. You're not going to get a lot of freshness out of this whatsoever. This is very, very resinous, leather heavy, dominant fragrance. This is I'm gonna get some compliments at dinner with this one. I know, because this one's very loud. It's a beast. It's loud. It has projection. Um, it's some good stuff. I know on my video I didn't seem too enthusiastic about this one, but I do really like it. It's just I wish it smelled more unique. But for a designer release, this is a banger. This is everybody's like favorite release of the year. And dude, for 60 to 70 bucks, already on discounters, this top to bottom, you can't argue with it. It's phenomenal. Boss Bottled Absolu. I'm wearing this on Thursday. I almost wore this today, and then I'm like, no, I'm gonna wear it 2 days from now. So don't spoil it, because then when I wear it on Thursday, I'm gonna get sick of it if I wear it today. So yeah, man, this is some good stuff. Boss Bottled Absolu. Check that out. And that's it. That's my 10. That's the 10 that I pick. Again, I was gonna do 15 or 20 of them, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna do 10. 10 of the best ones that I think are gonna be that I would wear for Thanksgiving. So let me know if you have any of these. Let me know if you like them or don't like them. I mean, opinions are welcome. Just don't treat them as facts, right? So yeah, and then let me know what you guys are wearing. I'm wearing Bentley for Men Absolute today. Just felt like doing something dry, woody, a little warm, a little gentleman. I'm feeling a little masculine. You know what I mean? I love the whole Bentley line, but yeah. And then do me a favor, hit a subscribe. I still got about 80% of my viewers that aren't subscribed. So please do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, comment. Just be respectful when you comment. So other than that, hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving. I'm going to try and do a video tomorrow. I don't know. I don't think I'll do one tomorrow. I got to go back to work tomorrow, but any event, if I don't come out with a video, I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving. Be grateful, be thankful for what you have, and you know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, what? And that's the bottom line, what? Because Stone Cologne said so. Take care, guys. Have a good one.